This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Holden versus Tippins. You all have been married 9 years, but together 12. You have 2 children together.
2, yes, Your Honor.
Why have you opened this case against your husband?
We're here today because he's been showing some of the same signs from him cheating in the past.
Okay.
And it's like going out, staying out all night, and coming in line and talking about where he's going and where he's at, and just a whole bunch of funny acting stuff that he was showing in the past, from cheating in the past. You know.
So you have experienced cheating with Mr. Tippins before.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And so you know the signs.
Yes, I do.
And so this time around, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
We're not finna do this no more.
So you're done.
But she need to put the past in the past and like
ain't no
sometime
past in
move
the
on.
past because you showing the same signs from the past.
Mr. Tippins.
Yes, sir.
Why are you here? What do you want to prove
I'm
today?
here to prove my innocence and let my wife know that I love her and like things that
love
we
you
done
too.
in the past. Like, it's in the past. It's like, no
But
need
if
to
you
keep...
love me, it
Hold on,
wasn't
Miss Holden. Hold on.
Hold on, we want to
Ma'am,
get
I
why
could even
it's-
be at home all day long. It's like, she's still accusing me of cheating. I cook, I clean, I wash the dishes, I do
All
everything.
right, I'm like a man
And
that
sometimes
can't
it's
out.
like, this lady, sometimes she'll drive you crazy to avoid situations, to keep arguing and going back and forth with her. It's ways to avoid situations.
So
I just
staying
leave
out all
out.
night is a way.
I have to go out and get a drink.
Staying
You know, you
up
see what I'm
for
doing?
6,
Miss
7
Holden,
hours
Miss
all
Holden.
night long?
Let me hear from him.
What kind of drink he get?
Miss Holden, let me hear from him.
Sometimes you have to just stay away from the house, man. It's like... things
Mr.
you can
Tippins,
put up
what
with.
kinds of things is she doing to try to catch you?
She goes through my phone, sometimes follows
tell you
me,
about that.
stalks
Miss Holden.
me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
If
Miss
I'm
Holden,
at work...
hold on, Mr. Tippins.
Yes, sir.
Miss Holden, you got a lot to talk about, and we are going to hear from you, I promise. But let me hear his side of the story. We heard your side of the story. Let me hear his side of the story.
Let me tell you this.
That's
No,
one of the
no,
problems we have.
no.
You see?
No.
That's one of the things we have right there.
He was a victim in everything.
Miss Holden. Miss Holden. Now,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Tippins.
Yes, Your Honor.
What kinds of things does she do to try to catch you cheating?
She goes to my phone, Your Honor, calling my job and just...
How does that make you feel?
It just makes me... it's embarrassing sometimes, you know? It's really embarrassing.
Wait a minute, Mr. Tippins.
Yeah.
Is it true that you cheated in the past?
Yes, I have cheated in the past, but I got led to reasons...
But she feels like when you're not around, she's got to wonder about what you're doing. So you got to give her some grace about that.
Well, let's figure, Miss Holden, what happened in the past?
Right after I had my baby, it's this lady that he's been messing with, before me. Okay, right after I had my baby, he got out the car with me, and on his phone, she calls his phone. And I pick up the phone, hello? It's a woman voice, hello? But she hung up when she heard my voice.
But she's not telling
and so
you.
Hold on,
he
Miss
got
Holden.
back to the car. He got back to the car, say, Jamel, a girl just called your phone. He's like, what you doing with my phone? A girl just called your phone. He fight me over the phone. I'm talking about all over me, trying to fight me over the phone.
And you think, okay, why you acting like that? If it's just a friend or whatever, why you acting crazy?
First of all, ain't no friend supposed to be calling his phone. I'm your only friend.
He can't have,
Okay, so-
wait, he can't have
I
any
can't
female,
even
we can
have
talk.
friends. I
Miss
can't do
Holden,
nothing.
he
You
can't
see?
have female friends?
No,
She's
what
very
kind
controlling,
of, no.
very
He don't
controlling.
want me to have female friends.
Miss Holden, have you ever caught him with a woman?
Okay, the fast food place where he used to work at. I pulled up one day. Some light-skinned girl and her baby sitting in the car. When he got out and went to the fast food place, that's when I went in there and I confronted him then. So who you in the car with?
I took
Who
off
is
running.
this?
I just left, you know?
Who is this you in the car with? He had no explanation. What you doing in his car? Once again, it's his his boss wife. He handling some business for his boss wife. I mean, why you gotta do it? Why you in the car?
So you've had these issues of cheating in the past, but you took him back. Tell me why you take him back.
Because I love him, Your Honor. That's I'm saying that's my husband. I'm
Because she was
blame it
doing
on
things
that.
also
That's
at
my
the time,
husband, and I love him, and he's a good provider, and like we're there for each other.
You love him,
I love him.
and you keep taking him back.
And I keep taking him back, but this time it ain't no love. For love don't live here no more. If this come out to be what I think it is, it ain't no love.
Okay, but here's the thing. You're at the point now where love ain't gonna cover it no more.
It's not. I'm
and you
tired.
done if
I'm
you
so
find out
tired.
he's cheating.
If I find out he's cheating,
Excuse
baby,
me,
he
Your
gonna
Honor.
have to sign them papers.
Why do you think we're at that point now? What's going on now that makes you think he's cheating?
Because he's showing some of the same signs. Like I said once before, he's showing some of the same signs. This last little girlfriend that he was messing with. One day I'm looking through his phone. You know, on Facebook you hit the search thing. First thing I see is her face. We freshly back together. First thing as I see is her face, his ex-girlfriend.
Okay, you submitted this information to the court, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's take a look.
See that? Go to the top of the page where the little magnify glass at.
Right.
And you'll hit, you'll just push that, and then you'll type in a person's name that you're looking for, and it'll pull up their whole page.
So when you went and looked at his page,
I didn't even
the
type the
last
name
thing
in.
he searched
was her.
and it came up.
Her face, she come up just cheesing, just smiling.
His
That's her.
ex-girlfriend.
That's his ex-girlfriend.
And this is a woman he cheated with while he's been married to you.
Yes.
Mr. Tippins, why are you searching
I was just
for your
looking.
ex?
So I was just looking. I mean, which I was probably wrong doing that, but I mean, I
But
wasn't
why were you
doing
looking
anything.
for her?
I was just searching through the Facebook page and it popped up. So
No,
I was
she
just like,
can't
I was
pop
just
up
trying
if
to
it's
see what's
on a
going on.
search thing. How you got
It
to
just
search for
popped
her?
up. It
You
just
got to
popped
type
up
her
on my
name in
page.
there
Help
for
me
her
out with
name to
this.
come up.
Okay, Cutler.
Since you all got back together, have you had sexual contact with his ex-girlfriend?
No, sir, I have not.
You have not.
I have not.
Only thing you did was look on the Facebook,
That's
but that
right.
was it. That's
I
what you're
haven't had
saying.
no communication with her. I know her phone number still. I haven't tried to call and get in contact with her because I'm trying to put the past in the past and
hold
move
on.
with my wife and my family. And
Okay.
I know if this going on, we done been through this. If I'm so serious about it, I didn't want to do nothing that I would want my wife to do to me.
Miss Holden, I can see that by the look on your face, this is not the only reason you think he's cheating.
It's not.
Okay, tell me.
This is not the only reason. Okay, first of all, the same stuff that he used to do, because he was cheating. Okay, when we separated, he was cheating on his girlfriend with me. Tell her, baby, I'm finna go to the corner store, something like that. Okay, and then he'll come to my house around 12 o'clock, and he won't leave until like 5 in the morning. So,
And
but
now he's doing that.
He doing that to me. He tell me he
When
finna
I'm
go to the
doing
corner
this
store.
now, she's causing
Your
problems
Honor.
to her
Mr. Tippins,
life.
hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody quiet.
Yes, sir.
I'm surprised you haven't grabbed that gavel, Mr. Cutler.
We are trying to find out what is going on here. We cannot do that if you all are talking not only over you all, but you're talking over us too.
Sorry. Yes.
Otherwise, we're gonna have to just dismiss your case and throw it out.
And here's
Because
the
we
thing.
can't get the information.
The way y'all are dealing with us is how you deal with each
I
other.
ain't even got to that part yet.
And that is why y'all here, because y'all don't even listen to each other. Y'all
Not
don't
a
listen
word.
to us.
Not
y'all
a
don't
word
listen to each other.
anybody's saying.
So, finish telling me about
Okay.
this issue.
So he would tell a girlfriend that he's going to get something to eat, and he would come to my house.
Okay.
And he's starting to do something like the same things with me. Like for instance,
Tell me about that.
okay, like for instance, the other night he say he going to the corner store. The corner store, can I show you?
Sure.
Okay.
You brought an exhibit.
Step to the monitor,
plasma.
please.
Okay. Your Honor, this here is our house.
Okay.
He say he going to the corner store. If he walking, it's 8 minutes to the corner store. It's just right there. But he driving, so we're gonna make that 2 minutes. Why it take you 6 hours, for 4 to 6 hours to go to the corner store?
6 hours
6 hours to go to the corner
to
store.
go from your home to
from my house to the corner
an
store.
8-minute walk.
He
It's
drive-
taking 6 hours by
She getting on
car.
my
Yes,
nerve. I gotta do
he's
something.
driving.
I
And
gotta
then
do
you know you
something.
come back
you know?
with what he say he supposed to got at the store.
So you are absolutely sure in your mind that he was out with another woman cheating, because that's exactly what he did when he was
It's
cheating
the
with
same thing. It's the same exact thing.
But
Okay,
she's not
thank
letting
you
you
so
know.
much.
She's not
Mr.
letting you know.
Tippins.
Yes, sir.
you. Did you go for a 6-hour beer?
I ain't go for no 6-hour beer. I'm dealing with her fussing and fighting, arguing all the time. So when I leave to get a beer, the reason why I'm out,
Why do I do
I'm getting a peace of mind.
But
I'm
Mr.
just sitting at
Tippins, here's the
store.
problem though. When you leave to say, I'm going to the store to pick up items A, B, C, and D, and then you come back 6 hours later and you don't even have the items you were going to the store for, that's creating suspicion, especially given the fact that you've cheated in the past. You see how that plays out?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we hear it all the time, love, in this courtroom. I didn't tell him X because I didn't want Y to happen.
Yeah.
And then you end up with Z happening.
Which is worse.
Which is worse, because she may not like that you're going away for 2 hours, but at least you've been truthful about it.
Yeah.
When you lie and say, I'm going to the corner store, and she knows it's 3 minutes away, she's like,
Can I say something,
then-
Your Honor? I can go to the store and come right back, and it'll still be a problem.
He never does.
It's always a problem.
It's never
I
a
do.
comeback.
it is nothing worse than a man who just disappears.
Miss Holden, Do you have any other reason to believe that he's cheating?
Okay, another disappearing act. Okay, this is a couple of nights back. Okay, we were out at his friend's house and they was shooting dice, playing or whatever. And so he dropped me. It was me, my daughter, and his other friend. It's like 12:30 at night. He drops us off at home, and he supposed to go drop his friend off and come back to the house because he wasn't shooting no dice. It wasn't looking good on the dice game that night. So I know how long it take for him to go drop his friend off and come back. It don't take about 15, 20 minutes. So an hour or two passed, I'm calling his phone. I don't want to talk. That's the first thing he have on his voicemail. His phone going straight to voicemail the whole time. If you're not doing nothing, why you not answering your phone? Now, you know my daughter got to go to school, and we wake up at 6 o'clock to get her ready. By 6:30, we out the door. You still ain't home. You left
6 a.m.?
Your Honor, he still ain't home. He still ain't home.
True enough, I stayed out late that night. I was out having drinks and I was shooting dice, nothing more, nothing that. But second of all, the reason why I didn't answer my phone while she was calling, because I'm shooting dice. I'm winning. Have you ever gambled before? And she's calling me on my phone. I can't concentrate.
I like a good game of dice like everybody else, Mr. Tippins. But till 7 a.m.?
I mean, at the time, the reason why I stayed out to 7 a.m., this is how I had felt. I called and I was on my way home. She's just blah, blah, just going off. So I'm like, you know what? When I go home, I know it's gonna go on. First of all, let me speak.
You had been gone since that night.
Can I speak, please? First of all, I was like, well, if I'm gonna go home to this, why not have fun? You know? So I stayed on out. I knew I was already in the doghouse, you know? So I said, I might as well stay out and enjoy myself, you know?
All right.
And that's the reason why I stayed out.
All right, I think we have heard enough. I know I have heard enough. Have you heard enough, Love?
My head is spinning.
All right, so let's review. You suspect your husband is cheating because he's cheated in the past.
Yes, ma'am.
You recently found your husband searching for a woman he cheated on you with in the past. You see him going out and he's disappearing, staying out all night, telling you, I'll be right back. He doesn't come back. And moreover, this is a pattern that you've experienced when he was cheating with you.
She's seen it before.
On his girlfriend. So all of this together means, in your mind's eye, he's cheating.
Yes,
if you find out that he is still cheating, you are done.
He out of there. I'm not gonna keep putting myself and my kids through this. He's gone.
He's gone.
So this court has done a complete and full investigation to find out, is he cheating?
At this time, the court will call certified polygraph examiner Michael Williams. Ron, please escort Mr. Williams into the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor. Michael Williams. How are you, sir?
Good day, Mr. Williams. How are you?
Good day, Your Honor.
You conducted a polygraph examination of Mr. Tippins, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you're here to share the results.
Yes, sir.
For the record, would you tell us about your credentials?
I have been a polygraph examiner for the last 25 years. I'm a retired federal agent.
All right. Are you nervous, Mr. Tippins?
No.
He looked.
You want to get this done?
I want to say something. Can I say something?
No, we're getting ready to do the polygraph. Okay. Mr. Tippins was asked, the night you dropped your family home and went back to your friend's house to play dice, did you have sexual intercourse with any women? What was his response?
Your Honor, he said no.
What did the lie detector prove?
The lie detector determined he was being truthful.
Oh. Ooh, look at her. She's grabbing her chest. She's doing this.
I think that's
Big
the first smile I've seen.
I know.
That's the first smile I've seen during this proceeding.
All right. And Mr. Tippins standing there cool and calm. Let's see what else.
Mr. Tippins was asked, since rekindling your relationship with your wife in 2016, have you had sexual intercourse with any other woman other than your wife? What was his response to that question?
Your Honor, his response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
Well, on this question, there were no significant physiological responses, which indicated to me Mr. Tippin was being truthful.
There's that smile again.
There's
that smile again.
All right, Mr. Tippins, whatever you got to say it to her.
What I gotta say is, we've been married 10 years, you know. I'm about to cry, I'm not ashamed of it. All I would like you to do for these 10 years, though, is just carry my last name. I'm showing that I've been honest and have not been doing anything, and I just would like you to carry my last name. Let's move forward and raise our kids and be adults instead of being childish.
You got that.
Ms. Holden, what do you have to say to Mr. Tippins?
Baby, I love you. And I'm very relieved, I'm very happy that you're not cheating. But you need to stop all this whole staying out at night. You know, and what I don't understand is, Jamel, that you know how I'm gonna act when you do that. So why even do that? Why even go through it?
All right,
know?
now, you all have got to learn how to communicate. You all are always talking and never hear what the other person says. That is not effective communication, and it is killing your relationship.
Yes, it is.
To the point where you got to run out like, I don't want to be bothered with this, and because he's running out, you're steadily chasing after him because he's running out. You can't have a successful relationship like that. It doesn't work. That is the biggest step you all need to accomplish.
We have counseling. He's going to talk to you about your communication skill sets so that you can be quiet and you can listen. And as we say in this courtroom, do not cheat yourself out of a chance to have a happy, where you're listening to each other, relationship. Court is adjourned.
This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Horne versus Brooks. You two are in a relationship. You're living together. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
You met on Facebook, but now allegations of infidelity are destroying your home. Tell me why you're here, Miss Horne.
Me and my girlfriend wanted to get married, and before I make that kind of commitment, I want her to prove to me that she's not cheating on me with men or women.
So you think both may be going on?
Right.
In fact, she's saying that they aren't going to get married until you have confirmation that she's not doing that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Brooks, why are you here?
I'm here because she believes that I'm cheating on her, though I'm not sure how she believes that's possible since she's with me 24/7. Prove to her that I'm not cheating on her because she's driving me crazy.
You look upset.
I'm just tired of fighting with her every day about something that is not humanly possible. Every day she accuses me of cheating, and every day she's with me all day long.
Miss Brooks, it is humanly possible. We have stories every day of folks. You know, it's kind of why we're here.
I'm doing this, I'm doing that. When do I have time to cheat? And then boom.
They're cheating.
You can be cheating
Not that
on...
I'm saying that's happening, but I'm just saying.
She's literally with me 24 hours a day.
All right, so what warning signs, what evidence do you have that Miss Brooks is cheating?
3 months ago, she would hand me her phone and say, look up this such and such and such, or call such and such on my phone. And now it's gotten to the point where if my phone goes dead and I grab her phone to use it, she'll grab the phone from me and say, what are you doing? What are you looking at? Everything's changed this past month. It's like, I can't even touch that. Don't touch that phone.
Well, that's because she will not give me any private thoughts. I can't even, she's reading my text message between me and my mother. She's let me use your phone to call my daughter, but what she really means is let me go through your emails, and then she's texting people back pretending like she's me.
Well, that's because you won't take up for us. You should tell somebody if they're flirting with you and being disrespectful to our relationship.
Well, you don't think...
You don't do that at all. I have to be the one to do it, so, you know. And another reason would be lack of sex. Your Honor, I have to wait 4 or 5 hours, it might be 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning before she gets through watching court on TV all night on the toilet. And then she wants to come to bed. Well, I'm tired. I'm already asleep by then.
I can't really blame her for that one.
Which one?
That's the good use of time.
Well, there's some great court out there to see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been my personal experience, that this is great.
I mean, that's crazy.
So now she's experienced a lack of sex because I'm not giving it to her either.
Wow.
So, I mean, is she cheating?
Okay, so you're thinking, well, if she's not doing it with me, she must be doing it with somebody.
Right. I mean, she's too sexually active not to.
I am getting it from somewhere else. Me.
Well, Ms. Brooks, she's not concerned about you cheating with yourself. She's concerned about you cheating with somebody else.
She is, Your Honor. She's concerned
Where
about
did we
anything.
make that
I can't
turn?
touch myself either.
All right, so what I want you to do is take me and Mr. Cutler back to when it was lovely.
How
Tell
did
me
you all
about
meet?
that. How
Yeah.
did you meet? How did you
Okay.
hook up?
I met her through Facebook, but I already knew her. Like, I knew some of the same people. We hang around with some of the same people. We'd see each other, hey, and, you know, keep going. So we hooked up one night, you know, after I talked to her on Facebook. And we went out to eat, and everything was great. I liked her. I mean, I don't know how she couldn't tell I liked her the first night. I mean, I've always liked her. But I don't know if she's doing it to me. What me and her were doing, she was with somebody at that time.
So you had a
Someone.
I took her from her. I took her, I mean, I
Okay,
did.
so
I
there
basically
it is.
did.
There it is. You
She
didn't-
didn't.
She's
take-
trying to make it
No,
plain
you
for you.
didn't. No, you didn't. That relationship, we were not happy. We were not together like that. And when I met you, you were my person.
Well, you know, Mr. Color, what they say, how you get them is sometimes how you lose them. And Miss Horne, that's what you worried about.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
if you got her from somebody, somebody's gonna get her from you.
Right.
All
I don't want
right.
to be hurt, and because all my past relationships, I've been cheated on or hurt in some type of way, and I don't want that to be the case with her because I really want to make a commitment with her.
So why do you believe that Ms. Brooks is cheating on you now?
I wake up, and every time that I've ever woke up, she's always been right there beside me in bed. Well, on one occasion, when I got up, she wasn't there, and the car was gone. I seen her dad. I said, "Hey, Dad," I said, "where's Jessica?" And he said, "Oh, she's gone with Mom to town." And so I called, she don't answer. I call again, she don't answer. Called a third time, she answers. I was like, "Who was with y'all?" You know, I could hear a dude talking. And that's when she told me it was her friend. They grew up together. That made me
Okay,
suspicious.
tell me about this situation.
The van that I was driving needed something fixed on it. He's the cheapest person in town that can fix it. And unless you go get a second job for mechanic, we rode by there to see if he could fix the vehicle. And then he wanted to hear what it was doing, so he rode with us. She started in as soon as she called and I answered the phone. She automatically started, "You're cheating, you're doing this, you're doing that." She didn't ask any questions. She just automatically assumes that's what's going on.
She said you've changed your pattern. Now you just get up and leave without her knowing about it. Why have you started this sudden change in behavior?
That was one time that I left while she was asleep, and she was really tired, and I thought that I was doing a nice thing by letting her sleep and taking my mom to the store.
And so why didn't you answer her phone when she called?
I keep my phone on vibrate a lot because she freaks out anytime it goes off. If it's a message or a notification or whatever, before you can even look at it, she's like, "Who's that? What do they want? What are they calling for?"
Well,
Where you going? What's
the
going on?
reason for that is because I had the phone. She wanted me to look at something, and a text came through, and it said, "Are you going to be able to come out tonight?" The next text up under it said, "Bring that with you." That,
Okay.
vagina. And I
Okay,
told
and
her-
you-
I know it wasn't talking about her bringing me with. She
Yeah,
said
that's exactly what it meant.
Ms. Horne, you submitted that text to the court, is that correct?
Yes.
Your
And
recollection
this
of
is
that
a
text.
recollection of this text.
Yes, ma'am.
The other man says, "You going out tonight, want to meet up." And then it says, "Bring that female part with you." Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And you found that on her phone.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so you believe that she was hooking up with some man, either previously or was planning to hook up with the man that night.
Pretty much. And I try not to look too deep into it, but, I got feelings, and I've been hurt before, and when I seen
I was
that,
like-
it was like, ooh.
So
You being hurt
between,
before is not my fault.
Ms. Brooks, why is the man sending that to you?
I don't know why he felt the need to send that to me, but I didn't respond to it.
you know what? Didn't I get something like this similar? That direct message?
Well, you did, yeah.
Okay, so what happened was I got a text and it said, "Hi." I was
No, hi,
like,
Dana.
"Hi, Dana."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Who is this?" The next day, he came home. I forgot about it, but then I got a text at midnight. It said, "Hi, beautiful." I was upset. It wasn't like, I can't keep them from DMing me. No. I was like, "Oh, hold up, wait a minute." I gave it to him. He looked at it and said, "Who is this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I think you went to school with him."
And then I recognized the name. I'm like, okay, why would he be sending this to my wife? And so she's like, "Look, you respond. However you want to respond to her, you respond," using her phone. So I responded and said, "Hey, I think you got the wrong Dana. This is Keith Cutler's wife." And he wrote back. and
With a
said-
ring on it, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He-
that's right.
And he wrote back and said, "Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize for that." Okay. So, no, you can't control what people send to you, but you can control how you respond. And so,
She did respond from my phone, Your Honor.
Well,
she
she
did
should have
respond,
been the one that
and
did
I
it.
spoke to him the next time he came in the store and told him that that upset her, and he said that he was just playing.
But did it upset you?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it upset me. I mean, I just really, it didn't mean anything to me one way or the other. I do not date men. I don't have sex with men. I haven't in a long time. I mean, I don't even understand why the men is the biggest issue for her.
Okay, well, there's also another incident. I was gonna call my best friend back. My phone was dead. I plugged it in. I said, let me use your phone to call Ara. And boom, I got to reading and it said something about a side chick. She gonna get her a side chick because I get mine and go to bed every night.
And this is your best friend.
It makes me think.
Do you think she was hitting on your best friend?
Could have been.
Well, there's your side, there's her side, and there's the best friend side. We have that best friend here. Okay. Ron, would you escort her in? Would you please state your name for the court?
Ara Smith.
All right. Now, we just heard about a text between you and Miss Brooks. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I've been trying to get in touch with Jennifer one night, and she wasn't answering her phone. And usually, if she doesn't answer in text or call, you know, I will try to hit up Jessica and see if I can get her that way. You know? Okay. So anyway, she ended up being asleep, and so we got to talking, and basically Jessica ended up kind of doing the whole complaining thing because she fell asleep. And
we said the complaining thing. Ms. Brooks is complaining about Ms. Horne going to sleep.
Well, see, what had happened was...
Okay.
Basically, she had gotten what she needed out of the evening and then rolled over and knocked on out.
All right.
All right.
So...
So Ms. Brooks was unhappy about having taken care and satisfied Ms. Horne, but Ms. Horne hadn't done the favor to her.
Right.
All right.
So,
and this sounds like a conversation you've had more than once.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a regular complaint from Ms. Brooks about Ms. Horne.
Yeah, for a little short period of time, but yes. On that particular evening, she had made the comment, if she doesn't do better, then I'm gonna have to get me a side chick.
Huh. So what did you think about that comment?
I was like, Okay, here's the first question is, why are you asking me or saying that to me?
Oh, don't flatter yourself, sweetie.
Oh, no, don't even go there. Let's not go there. Let's back that truck up. Because first of all, there's more than one option to the answer. Okay, so the second option to why she would have said that to me, in particular maybe, well, maybe she's testing the waters to see if I'm loyal, to see if I'm, gonna just like run back and try to start something. I mean, because otherwise, there's got to be a reason why you would say that to the best friend.
And all of this was via text message, is that right?
That's right, and I have evidence of that right here.
Okay. Ron, would you grab that for us, please?
Yes, Sean. Thank you, ma'am.
This is a text exchange between you and Ms. Brooks.
That is correct.
And you write, I text her telling her I was going to watch videos on her phone, LOL. And Ms. Brooks responds, yep, and we had sex twice today, and I am yet to benefit. I'm going to get me a side chick. Ms. Smith says, no, that's no good. And you respond, she better start blanking me instead of getting off and falling asleep. So you did send that text message.
I did send that. I was joking, hoping that maybe her best friend would talk to her.
Best friend probably does not want to get in the midst of all that if she could help it.
Well, I think we've heard enough testimony because here's what we have. Ms. Horne thinks that Ms. Brooks is cheating with both men and women. Ms. Horne has found sexual text messages on Ms. Brooks's phone, and she wants to know, did she sleep with the sender of those messages? Ms. Brooks sent you text messages talking about getting a side chick because she's not sexually satisfied. All of this is causing Ms. Horne to think there's got to be something going on. Ms. Horne, if you find out that Ms. Brooks is cheating with someone else, your relationship is over?
Yes.
You're done?
Done.
Over?
Over.
And Ms. Brooks, you understand that?
I'm not cheating with anybody else, so if she doesn't accept these lie detector test results today and accept that I'm not cheating on her, and let's just move forward, then it's over anyway.
The lie detector test says that you're not guilty, then I will never speak of it again. There will be no reason. That would be proof.
The court has done a full and complete investigation to determine, is she cheating? At this time, the court will call licensed certified polygraph examiner Tom Platt into the courtroom. Ron, please escort Mr. Platt in.
Yes, Sean.
How are you, Mr. Platt?
Good. Good afternoon, Your Honors.
Good to see
Good
you.
to see you, sir.
You conducted a polygraph test of Miss Brooks, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You asked Miss Brooks, have you ever had sexual contact with the guy who sent you sexual text messages? What was her response?
She stated no.
What did the polygraph reveal?
The polygraph determined that she was being truthful.
All right. You don't look surprised at all. Miss Horne, what are you thinking?
Thank God.
All right.
I do love her.
You asked Ms. Brooks, were you soliciting sex from Ms. Smith when you sent her the side chick text? What was her response?
She stated no.
What did the polygraph determine?
The polygraph determined that she was being truthful.
You asked Miss Brooks, since being in a relationship with Miss Horne, have you ever had physical sexual contact with anyone else? What was her response?
She stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The polygraph determined that she was being truthful.
Miss Horne, you came here for answers. Ms. Brooks, you came here to prove that you were telling the truth, and you got your proof. Now, Ms. Horne, I have to say to you, you are highly suspicious, and you are overwrought when things don't go the way you think they should. You're gonna have to pull up, or she's gonna pull away.
And whatever you've got going on in your relationship, it's fine to talk to friends, but you need to talk to her about it. You need to talk to Ms. Horne about it. If you're not sexually satisfied, you need to talk to Ms. Horne about it. Because what happens when you start talking to outside people, that causes problems. Next thing you know, you're looking outside, and that's where the problems come in. So you all have got to communicate better and figure out a way to work it out. And as we say in this courtroom, don't cheat yourself out of a chance for a good relationship. Court is adjourned.